So we are recording. Okay, guys, thanks for hopping on. Tonight we're talking about creating your story and how to share it effectively. So I'm not telling you guys to make up a story. I am just simply going to give you tons of tips on how to kind of take pieces of your life and pieces of your story that are super important and what your audience is going to connect with the most to make your business super successful, okay? For me personally, you guys, I will say that my story has been such a huge part of my success as a coach because there's a bunch of coaches out there, there's a bunch of people out there that do not know really how to effectively share. And in all honesty, like I said, this is one of the key pieces to why I feel that I have been able to reach my goals the way that I have and just have find success overall. So I hope you guys find these tips helpful. So first of all, I want you guys to know that you are the most valuable piece of your entire business. I know that you guys have heard this from me before, but the reason why I tell you guys all the time is because it is so true. You are not a coach for Beachbody, okay? I want you to get that through your head. You are not a coach for Beachbody. You are a CEO of your own business, okay? Beachbody is just a piece of it. Beachbody is just kind of the technicality behind the scenes that, ships the stuff and creates the product, but you are the most important piece. If you take away the Shakeology and the 21-day fix and the container system and the all access pass and the challenge packs, all of those things are offered to every single coach in this network. There's 500,000 or something. Every one of those things is offered. Every single promo that they do every month. Like this month, again, we have the all access pass challenge pack that is on promo, right? Every single coach has access to that. Every single coach is able to promote that promo. So when you have 500,000 coaches, which let's face it, not all of them are active, but when you have thousands of coaches sharing about the same exact thing, how are people going to decide who to purchase from, right? Because I'm going to tell you guys one thing that I heard on a call a couple weeks ago is people don't trust companies, okay? They trust people, okay? So if every single person, every single Beachbody coach was talking about these sales and these promos and these programs, they're not going to be super successful because it's just going to be white noise, right? Of people talking about these same things. The key here is you. It's your story. It's your success. It's your transformation. It's your feedback. It's your just what you offer in your challenge groups and what you offer to your coaches. That is the most valuable piece of your business is you. And your story is a huge, huge part of it, okay? Okay, so first things first, we're going to get a little housework out of the way, and I'm going to drop some truth bombs on you, okay? I really wish I could see your guys' faces because you're going to laugh at me when I show you this slide. So I hope you guys don't mind truth bombs, but we're going to go over them super quick. First things first, you've got to put on your big girl panties here, okay? So what I mean by that is, yes, it's scary to share. it's scary and uncomfortable to share those things about you that you might not want people to know, but are a huge, huge reason of why you're here, a huge reason of why you struggled, and a huge reason of why you succeeded and what you overcame. Some people aren't going to like what you say. Some people are going to get sick of your posts. Some people are going to tell you that they unfollowed you. Some people are going to look the other way. Not everybody is going to be your number one fan. And that's freaking okay, okay? They don't pay your bills. So we just need to get over ourselves, grow, stand up tall, know that we are here for a purpose. We are here to help people, and we are here with the best intentions, and nothing is going to stop us. And again, your story, it's super scary to share, but that's a good thing. You guys know that in this business, right? If it scares you, you should do it. One thing that is huge in this business is if you're talking to everybody, you're talking to nobody, right? We've all heard that before. And in order to find your ideal prospect, challenger or coach, in order to find your tribe, you have got to weed out the others who maybe don't mesh with you. You cannot please everybody, because if you're trying to please everybody, you're going to please nobody. You're going to stand out to nobody. So you've got to just put your blinders on and get out of your comfort zone and weed out those people that aren't going to work with you well, that you don't want to work with, who don't connect with you, so that you can find the people who need your help, who want your help, and who are willing to work with you, and who you want to work with on a daily basis, okay? So, number 2 is you have got to leave perfection at the door, okay? Nobody wants to see perfection. I will say this no problem. There's a few people on my Facebook who I literally will be like, it almost hurts me to read their comments, because all they post about is how perfect their life is. I hate saying that, because we all know Facebook is a highlight reel, but it's all about how everything is just right. And guess what? No one wants to see that, because that's not real life. That's not believable, because it doesn't exist. Perfection does not exist, you guys. So if you are trying to portray yourself as being perfect, you are going to connect with nobody, because no one is going to relate to that perfection. And you know what? As you're putting up this wall of, hiding your struggles and hiding things that you don't want people to know and portraying things to be perfect, when you're putting up that wall, your prospects are going to put up a wall just like you. They're not going to feel comfortable coming to you with their struggles. They're not going to feel comfortable talking to you, because they don't think you know or you can relate to what they're feeling. And they're going to be embarrassed, and they're going to, like I said, put up a wall just like you have been doing. So leave perfection at the door, okay? And lastly, be authentically you, okay? Be prepared, because this can be tough. There's tons of coaches who have had amazing success, right? And we love following them, and we love getting ideas from their posts. And that's great. But you have to be inspired instead of copying, okay? So I want you guys to type the way you talk. How do you talk in real life? How would you say those words you're typing out loud? And I want you to write them down that exact way. Who cares about what order? Who cares about spelling? Who cares about, politically correct? throw that out the door, okay? Because people don't need and don't want to read, a perfectly written, biography or a perfectly written article. They want to read you. They want to know about you. They want to know what kind of person you are. They want to get a feel of your personality. And that goes a long way, you guys, when you type the way you talk. That's why live video is amazing. It's because you can be authentically you. You're forced to, right? I want you guys to share your opinions, right? Share them out loud. Now, be super careful because just on my personal page and my personal, storefront, I will call it, I don't post my opinions about politics or really taboo, touchy subjects because that's not what, first of all, that's not really what I'm interested in. That's not why I'm here on social media. And I don't like hearing about that stuff on social media, okay? I'm not a big fan. And you know how everybody has different opinions and blah, blah, blah. So I don't share those types of opinions, but this is you though. This is your business. If that's something that's important to you, if that's something that speaks to you and that you're passionate about and you follow to the core, that's totally okay. But make sure you're being not politically correct with your opinions, but mature about them and, grown up about them, right? You have to be able to share your opinion without having, without getting uncomfortable with what people say back, but also no bashing, right? I'm not even going to get into that because you guys know that, but just be really careful when you're sharing those types of opinions. But other than that, opinions on anything else, go for it. Because again, there's going to be people that don't agree with you, and that's okay. But the people who do agree with you, it's going to bring you closer to them, and it's going to help them, and it's going to connect you guys in that way, okay? Nothing amazing ever came from your comfort zone, right? We all know this. So, like I said, if it scares you, that means you should do it. And as you go on in this business, I know there's coaches on this call that some of you are just brand new. Some of you have been in this for a few months. Some of you have been in this for over a year. Every day, you should be trying to do something that scares you. And as a new coach, believe me, I know how scary it is to start doing those things because I was there. I was one of the most scared people, scared coaches that you could ever imagine. And I promise you right now, it does get easier, okay? The more you push out of that comfort zone, the more comfortable you will be pushing yourself out of your comfort zone, if that makes any sense. So it's scary to share those transformation pictures. It's scary to share your opinions. It's scary to, if you're just starting out, it's scary to post. It's scary to invite. It's scary to talk to new people. It's scary to send those new friend requests. It's scary to help new coaches. It's scary to onboard new coaches. It's scary to, start your new challenge group or your first challenge group. But I promise you guys, if you do it and push by and push through, it will be worth it. And the same goes with your story. I know it's scary, but just go for it. And I promise you that it will pay off, okay? So here is a call to action for you guys, okay? Discovering your top 5. So if you were in the Emerald training, you will probably have this done already. You probably know exactly what I'm talking about. But it's always good to do this. I'm talking every 6 months if you can, okay? So what is your top 5? Your top 5 is what 5 things interest you the most? What 5 things, kind of make you and define you as what type of person you are. You guys are not Beachbody, right? You are not Beachbody. Beachbody is a part of you. You are not health and fitness. You are not, a coach. Coaching is a part of you. Health and fitness is a part of you. There's other things in your life that you need to be sharing other than Beachbody and other than health and fitness on your pages, okay? This is so important. Who you are outside of Beachbody and outside of health and fitness is how you will connect with others, okay? It's going to be hobbies. It's going to be interests. It's going to be topics that you love talking about. That's how you're going to connect with those people who you want to work with and who you will work with well and who you will attract. And it will bring you quality people, right? It's always quality versus quantity, you guys. So first, you got your 5, right? So number 1, health and fitness, right? Of course, we want to be posting about health and fitness. That's why we're here. We're here to inspire. We're here to share our tips, what we've learned, what has worked for us, and pay it forward, right? Number 2, you're here for your business. So you should be posting about your business. So what have you learned in your business? How has it changed your life? What have you gained through it? How have you changed as a person because of your team and because of, helping other people? What financial, successes have you had? What personal successes have you had? You need to be talking about the business, okay? It's a must on your page. I know that's scary. Believe me, I still, that's one thing that I need to post about more is that part. But you guys, it's super important to share about your business, okay? Because you never know who needs this, and you never know who would be an amazing coach. And just if you ever get caught up in, your worries about sharing, just think about where you would be without it, right? What have you gained? What would you not have if it wasn't for Beachbody? So make sure you're sharing about this. Now, 3, 4, and 5, that's for you to decide. That's for you to go through, okay? And decide what your top 5 is to you, okay? Maybe it's family. Maybe it's horses. Maybe it's agriculture. Maybe it's crafts. Maybe you're into, cross stitching. Maybe you have a job outside of Beachbody that you love. Maybe, what else is there? Maybe you're a dog mom and you love your dog. Maybe you are, what else? Maybe you love volunteering. Do you love baking? Are you super good? If you guys don't follow Andrea Moranville, she is one of Sarah's diamonds. And oh my gosh, her page is incredible for recipes. She's an amazing cook. Her page is called Sweet Life of a Baker. And I love it because here you have this health and fitness coach who is, portraying clean eating and helping people lose weight. But she's also got on her page that she bakes and that she loves to bake and that she eats it, right? Which, it's all in moderation. So find the 3 things that are the most important to you, okay? So what do you do after you've found these 5 things? What do you do when you discover your top 5? Okay, so you write them down on a piece of paper where you won't lose them. Maybe it's in your day planner. And any time you go to create a post, you can use this as reference, okay? So if you're planning your posts for the week, because I know a couple of you on here do that. You're super busy. You're out for the day and you want to plan your posts and you want to, input them and on your page. It's really cool how you can do that. This is a great way. This is a great reference to go to share and to kind of come up with post ideas. And the same thing, you're going to learn what's super important to you, what you love talking about, and you're going to attract people who have the same interests, because again, who you are outside of Beachbody is going to be what connects you with other people. So now, does it mean you have to only post about these 5 things? No. You can branch out. You can post about whatever you want in that moment, whatever you want. But this is just a really great reference to kind of discover who you are and what things make you you, so that other people can really see what's important to you, and so that they can connect with you that way too. Okay, your struggles don't define you. They are what connect you to other people, okay? So don't ever be afraid to share your struggles, okay? Just kind of like what we talked about with the perfectionism thing, people do not relate to your healthy eating, your exercise regimen, your positivity from personal development. They don't relate to that because they're not where you are. And that's not who you want to be talking to. You want to be talking to those people who are struggling and need your help, right? So how do you do that? You have to share them, because your struggles, you guys, they're a part of who you are, and it's normal. We all struggle, right? So if you struggle with nutrition or sticking to your workouts, or maybe you struggle with your job right now, if you're in kind of a dead-end job that you hate, whatever it is, if it's sweet tooth, whatever, share those struggles, because those, again, are what's going to connect you with people who need your help and who you can really, really help in the process, okay? I hope you probably can hear my kid out there, so don't mind, they're fooling around. But yes, so don't be afraid ever to share those struggles. Now, of course, as you guys know, if you can, because what we're here for in social media, what we're here for as coaches, is to offer our help, right? It's to offer solutions. It's to share what's worked for us. So when you are posting about your struggles, I do not want you on social media bashing a company or bashing anything. Don't bash, okay? There's enough of that garbage on social media. I want you guys to be sharing your struggles, but also how you deal with them, also how you combat them. So do you struggle with a super, super bad sweet tooth? Talk about your Shakeology. How does it help you overcome those cravings? How, maybe you struggle with getting up early to do your workout. How do you combat that? Do you set your alarm way across the room so you can, so you have to get up to turn it off? Whatever it is, no bashing, okay? So post about your struggles, but make sure you include something that you have combated. And even with this too, like if you do have a struggle and you honestly are asking for advice or for help, do that, okay? Facebook people love that. They love giving their opinion. They love offering tips. So never be afraid to do that, okay? Okay, so next call to action, okay? It's creating your ideal customer. And again, if you did the Emerald training, you've probably done this too, but this one you should be doing often, okay? This is an amazing exercise to really hone in on who your niche market is and who you want to be talking to, so you can make that connection and get quality audiences. Now, you're probably thinking like, well, what does my ideal customer have to do with my story? Trust me, I will get there, okay? So what you do, you grab a picture off the internet, a random picture of someone who looks like your ideal customer, okay? Now, here is what I want you to write down. And I want you to write down as many things as you can think of, okay, about your avatar. What does she struggle with? What's important to her? What are her responsibilities? What is she like? What does she like? What doesn't she like? Sorry, total, I had my little guy with me, so I will probably have spelling errors. What is her personality like? What frustrates her? What does she want to change? What are her hobbies and her interests? Does she have a job? What are her goals? What does she want out of life? What is she sick of? All of these things, I want you to sit down and I want you to think about your avatar, okay? So when you do this exercise, I want you guys to get as detailed as you possibly can. I don't have mine with me, but I honestly need to update mine because I've totally added some things. But my avatar is a stay-at-home mom of 2. She loves online shopping. She's a total skeptic. She's always struggled with her weight, and not hugely, like not a bunch of weight, but just always that extra 20 to 30 pounds hanging on. She's crash dieted. She's tried every diet and every quick fix in the book. She loves her family. That's her responsibilities. Her number one priority is her kids. She wishes she had more income of her own because she gets frustrated that her husband, she always has to ask him for money. She loves being outside. Her goals are to lose that 30 pounds that doesn't seem to go away. And she wants to feel confident, and the list goes on, okay? So you guys are probably like, Now, your ideal customer will most likely mirror you, okay? So this is why this is part of your story almost, is that when you are making your avatar, you are going to be kind of talking about yourself because you know how it feels to struggle with something, and you know how you fixed it, right? And you now have the power and the tools to help someone else fix that same problem, fix that same issue, right? You want to be working with, like, every one of you is a mom on this call who is married. You do not, I'm sure, you do not want to be working with some 30-year-old guy who wants to build muscle, right? I don't know about you, but I sure as heck couldn't help him because I'm not really, I'm toning, I want to build muscle, but not like that. I don't really know how to help that person, right? And as you guys kind of get going with this, you're going to realize, like in your business, that even moms some of them will just not mesh with you, and that is okay. Like I said, we're all married on this call. We are all, we all have kids. I don't personally relate to people who are, maybe, maybe they're separated from their husband. Now, I'm not saying you guys will never work with these people, and I'm not saying that you will never help them, and I'm not saying that you can't work with them or you shouldn't be helping them. But I'm telling you that the people who you are going to work the best with, work really well with, are the people who are essentially just like you. Like I talk about all the time, you guys, all of us on this call are connected in some way. We all have something in common with each other, and that's why we work so well together. That's why, you and I individually work so well together, right? So again, I'm not saying you can't help these people, but this is what it comes down to. When you're talking to everybody, right, you're talking to nobody. So you really want to hone in on what your ideal customer wants to hear. What does she need to hear today? What post is going to, have her jump out of her seat and go, oh my gosh, I need to do this. Or my goodness, she's speaking right to me. Because I've had people that literally will message me and say, oh my God, I thought it's like you created that post for me. It's like you were talking directly to me. I've been having this issue for the last X amount of time, and it's been really bothering me. Okay. This is how your ideal customer comes in. And this is how you know what struggles you should be sharing about yourself. It's how you know what pieces of your life you should be sharing. And it's how you will know just overall what your ideal audience wants to hear from you, from your story. Okay. So I hope that kind of ties together and makes sense. So share when you're, telling your story, when you're creating your story, you need to be sharing those transformations, big and small. Okay. So these can be anything. These are like I said, these are a huge, huge part of your story. They can be your before and afters, from a program. They can be non-scale victories. They can be business progress. Maybe you paid for your Shakeology last month and a cell phone bill. Do you know how amazing that is, you guys? Do you know how many people would love to have Shakeology paid for and maybe even pay a cell phone bill and, a round of groceries? There's tons of people who need that in this world. I know that I was one of them, 3 years ago. And sharing those little victories, you guys, is huge. And it's what's going to really draw your audience to you. Now, I know when you're watching the top coaches, again, we're watching the top coaches, we're seeing how they're paying off their houses and they're paying off all of their debt, and they just remodeled an entire house, or they bought their dream house, or they bought their dream car, or, they have X amount of dollars put away in savings. They made, they officially made the millionaire. I know that sometimes when we're watching those coaches have those massive successes in their business, it makes us feel a little inferior and like we can't share our own progress because it's not big enough. And I want you guys to get that out of your head. And if that is a struggle for you, I need you to unfollow those coaches, okay? Because they started where you are right now, and they've been where you are right now. And how do you think they got to where they are now? They shared those big and small victories, okay? So again, if you need to, unfollow those coaches. If you find yourself, trying to copy and paste their stuff because you can't find anything better, or you're comparing your transformations or your successes to theirs and you feel degraded, push the unfollow button, unfriend them, whatever, because you do not need that. That is going to hold you back. So again, those little business progresses are huge. Now, I don't mean that you have to go and literally take that cash from Beachbody and buy, these certain things. Go back into your online office and check what your paychecks were the last couple of weeks. How were they? Add them up for, February or January. How much did you make and what could you have bought to simplify that post, right? To simplify that victory, right? So was it a cell phone bill and the power bill? Or maybe it was 2 trips to the grocery store. Maybe it was a new phone. Did you go shopping? Those, you guys, are huge victories. Even if your progress in your business isn't, solely financial right now, that's okay too. Because what have you learned? What has this team done for you? I know for me, you guys, our team, it's amazing. The empowerment that we have for each other, the support that's here, the accountability that's here, the relationships and the people that I have met. Because you guys all on here, I wouldn't have known you if it wasn't for Beachbody. I can solemnly swear that. And you guys are I couldn't imagine my life without you. Come on. So Beachbody gave me the relationships with you guys. And I think that's pretty freaking incredible. So that to me is a huge progress. That to me is a huge victory in my business, is to meet you guys, to meet like-minded women who are trying to make a difference in the world too. So share those progresses. And also different transformations is your attitude and your mindset. How has your mindset changed through all of this, through your workouts, through your nutrition? Do you feel like you're a better parent? Do you feel like you're more patient? Has your attitude changed? Has your attitude and, how you look at food changed? With personal development, are you more confident now? Are you more confident because you can fit into your jeans comfortably and, you don't feel, you have confidence going into your closet and trying on what you have already because it fits and it feels good. Share those transformations, okay? Because those are huge, huge parts of your story. I love doing Transformation Tuesdays or Throwback Thursdays. And again, they don't have to be about weight, you guys. Get that out of your head. And they don't even have to be about a program either. They can be non-scale victories, big businesses in your mindset. Those are huge transformations. So make sure you share them. And be proud of how far you've come. If you ever forget where you came from, go back. Revisit the person you were before and really figure out how far you've come and how amazing you've done. And then I promise you'll want to do a transformation story. So don't be afraid to share those, because those are huge. And they're, of course, what's going to prove to people that Beachbody works, right? When you have people, we all know the people, and we've all seen the people that, post about, their network marketing company for maybe 3 months, if that. And then all of a sudden they fall off the wagon. They fall off the face of the earth. They fall off social media. Before you know it, it's all shares, and it has nothing to do with what they were selling, right? And you think to yourself, wow, that didn't work, right? That's what you think, because it obviously didn't if they gave up. So your transformations are what's going to prove to people that this works, because it does. You guys wouldn't be sitting here listening to me if you tried a Beachbody program in Shakeology and it did nothing for you. You wouldn't be sitting here listening to me talk. You guys have seen progress in the business. You guys have seen progress in your physical and your emotional and your mindset transformation. You've seen transformations in your challengers, and you've got to show that. And while I add that in, make sure you guys are sharing transformations from your coaches and from your challengers, or maybe coaches from our team and the Shine Bright. Feel free to do that, because it's going to be the proof in the pudding, right? It's going to be the proof that this stuff works, because it does. So make sure you kind of back up what you're doing with sharing these types of things, okay? Now, your everyday life is super duper important, okay? So again, we talk about health and fitness. We talk about the business. We talk about, our passions and our responsibilities and what, kind of makes us, right? In our top 5. But your everyday life is just as important to be sharing to your audience, okay? Think of it this way. I love this. You guys are the star of your very own reality show. So congratulations. This is just so true, okay? Again, people don't come to your page. People don't follow you because they want to know about Beachbody. People follow you because they want to know about you. That's what makes them interested in everything that you're doing, right? So people are nosy. I'm just going to say it right out loud. People are nosy. They want to know what you're doing, what type of person you are, what you do each day outside of Beachbody, okay? Because this is going to show people that you are normal, You're a normal mom. You're a normal person. You have struggles and you are an everyday person. Okay. This is what's going to, again, relate people to you, right? So are you down, like for me, take me for example, you guys, I'm working out in my basement. It's like mudded, but not finished. It's not painted. There's like no ceiling and it sucks. It's not fun. There's toys in the background and one day I'm going to get that basement finished and it's going to be awesome. But right now, that is my everyday life. And I am not going to overlook or hide that from people. Because when they see your real life and the fact that, you do work out with a bunch of toys around you, or you work out in an unfinished basement with no fancy equipment, that's when they're going to be like, wow, maybe I can do this too. Like if she can do this, why can't I, right? Because so many people use those excuses, right? I don't have a gym to work out in. My living room is too small. You guys know that with our workouts, you can do those in like between 2 feet of space. There's toys around. I need my own space. I can't do it. Excuses, excuses, excuses. So when you're letting people in your everyday life, you're showing them that this is how you do it. This is what you do. And right? Like it just makes sense. So, make sure that you are giving people a glimpse. And again, people are super nosy, you guys. Like, I'm serious. People are super nosy. They want to know what your kitchen looks like. They want to know what your gym looks like. They want to know what your living room looks like. They want to know what beauty products you use. They want to know what vehicle you drive. They want to know where you shop. They want to know what clothes you buy. They want to know everything because, like I said, people are nosy. And these are what connect people with you, right? So again, if you're super into beauty products, share it. Share tips, whatever, because that's going to help your niche market connect with you. If you're super into horses, go down to the barn and take a live video of what you got going on. People, your niche market will love that because it looks like their life. Okay. So those like super simple little everyday things that you overlook and you don't think are important to your Beachbody business and helping other people see you, they are super important. So give people a little sneak peek into your life, okay? Now, your audience wants to be more like the person you are today, okay? That's who they want to be, is the person you are today. But they connect more with the person you were back then, before you started Beachbody, okay? So this is one of the most powerful things you can share with your audience to help them connect with you and to help them make that step into doing it themselves, okay? This is something that I know has helped me grow my business and has helped me with my success, was when I let that guard down and went back to the girl that I used to be. Because honestly, after I had my transformation, after I did the fix for the first time, I felt amazing. I didn't want to remember the girl that I was back then because she was not happy. She was not comfortable. She felt disgusting. She was so lost. She hated going out. She hated the skin she was in. She wished she could be anybody else. Okay? And do you know how hard it is to think about that person and remember how she felt? It's really hard. And again, this is where we got to, put on our big girl panties here. It's really hard to think about that girl. It's more difficult to share about her, to talk about her on social media, and to post pictures of her, because not only do I not like what I see in those pictures, because it's not who I am now, I don't like to remember how that girl felt because I remember it. So that is really hard. But you know what? That girl that you don't want to think about anymore is the girl who your audience and the people that need your help are going to relate to the most. So when you're posting about your workout and how it makes you feel and how you get it in and, you know, the nutritious lunch that you ate and how delicious it was, that's amazing, you guys. That's awesome. I want you to share those things. But you've got to be sharing the person you were then too, because she is just as important in your business as you are. Okay. So that's where your before and afters come in. And again, I want you guys to dig deep and talk about her, not only showing a picture, you know, like, oh, here's a before and after of me. This was taken 5 years ago and here I am now. Now I have energy and I am fit and I love clean eating and, you know, I've lost 50 pounds and I feel incredible. If you write that, people are not going to listen. They're not going to take action because they don't relate to the person that you are now. They don't know what that person before in that before picture went through to get to where you are now. So I really encourage you guys to take those before pictures. Scary as heck, I know, but take those before pictures and really, really dig deep into how you felt back then. Again, lethargic. I thought I was eating properly, but I was so freaking dead wrong. I was so uncomfortable in my own skin. I seriously scrolled through Facebook and beat myself up because I was not like those other people that I was seeing. Again, the highlight reel, right? I just didn't like my life and I was so negative. Like, you guys, I'm really glad that you guys didn't know me 5 years ago because you probably wouldn't have liked me. I didn't like me. I was so negative. I didn't like anything. And it was more because I wanted to focus bad on something else other than the bad I felt like inside, which sounds so cheesy, but it's just true. So really dig deep and talk about that girl that you used to be. Talk about her struggles. Talk about how you felt. Talk about, you know, what she used to be, how you used to feel. And then talk about what you found. Because when people look at a before and after picture and all you talk about is you now and how you feel now and what you do now, the people that need your help are going to be thinking to themselves, and I guarantee it, well, you know, she did it, but I could never do it. Or they're going to think that you didn't have the problems you did. Again, they don't know where you came from. They don't know who that girl was and how she felt before you got here. So it's through your struggles and who you were then that people are going to be like, wow, you know, she felt the way I feel. She was acting the way I am acting. She was eating the way I am eating. And she beat herself up like I am beating myself up now. And that's when people are going to be like, okay, this girl had the same struggles as me, the same obstacles as me, and the same kind of circumstances as me. So if she can do it, I can too. So that is probably about the most, if I will say, this is what has drove my business like mad. When I make these posts, when I share this person, this is what, like, those are the jaw-dropping posts that usually get me a few messages and wanting to know more, because they are so relatable and they are so powerful if you can dig deep and find them. So this is probably one of the most, like, if you take anything away, take this, okay? And again, remember who you were before you started this journey, okay? Super important. Okay, that is all I got for you guys. If I can stop recording.